We're combining Phoenix with Doomsday in Legacy, the ultimate sideboard juke, but I don't know what to call it. Phoenix Day, Doomnix? I don't know. Let's go check it out. This video is proudly sponsored by Card Market. No matter what, today we're trying to resolve a 3-mana black sorcery, so we're playing Legacy Phoenix combo, and the idea is that you want to resolve Buried Alive, originally printed in Weatherlight, but my preferred version is Odyssey. That's what I grew up with. And the idea is that then you want to play cards like Brainstorm, Ponder, Preordain in order to trigger the Phoenix to come back. What really makes this deck tick is Psychic Frog, because you can discard Phoenix from your hand and get some value that way. But it's also a perfect, plan B, a large creature that's tough to answer. It soaks up removal, which means that your Phoenixes get to live. It also has some nice subtle text to it, the whole jump to give it flying thing by exiling 3 cards from your graveyard. If your opponent plays Surgical Extraction, you could exile the Phoenix that they're targeting to sort of counterspell the Surgical, meaning that Psychic Frog is good in more ways than one in this deck. Borrowglyph is really insane here too, because you can resolve it off of a Dark Ritual, and then it can mill your copies of Arclight Phoenix. So I think Borrowglyph is another really good plan B, plan C in this deck. So we also have Thoughtseize and Force of Will and Daze for protection to make sure that our spells work. And then in the sideboard, we have Doomsday. So in the post-board games, if you think your opponent's going to bring in a ton of graveyard hate, you just pivot into a deck that doesn't use the graveyard, and then you gain Force and Negation and more copies of Borrowglyph. That is the idea. It's the perfect sideboard juke, in my opinion, for a deck that really struggles to beat graveyard hate. Let's see if it works. That's all theory, but I'll see you in the first match. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicswarm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicswarm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. This is what I'm here for. Keep. Turn 1 Thoughtseize into 3 Phoenix. Let's go. Misty Rainforest. They fetch for an Underground Sea. Nethergoyf. I don't care about your Nethergoyf. They have 5 cards. We find Brainstorm. We'll play Lotus Petal. This way my Thoughtseize can't be dazed. We'll play the Thoughtseize. I'll take your Force of Will. Dark Ritual. Buried Alive. Phoenix. Phoenix. And Phoenix. Go to combat. Auto yield. What a way to start a video, let me tell you. And now we will swing. They're at 10. Interesting. They play Ponder. So that means they didn't draw a land. They shuffled off the Ponder. And they concede! Let's go! So I don't think that this is a very good matchup to board into Doomsday, so I'm not going to do that. But I will bring in Borrowglyphs and stuff because I think that it's a good strategy here. So I'm going to board out a couple copies of Lotus Petal. And maybe like 1 Preordain. Let's try this. Game number 2, we've opened up another stellar hand. I will keep. Verdant Catacombs from the opponent. They fetch, Underground Sea, into Ponder. Yep. They did not shuffle on the Ponder. So the question is, do I want to play in a Daze here? So I could play Thoughtseize into Daze, or I can just play a Preordain here off a basic, and try to play a slightly longer, more interactive game, which I think actually leans into what our hand does. So I'm going to choose the Preordain line here. And they're thinking a long time about this Preordain. So, to me, that says they have the Daze. I don't think I need Buried Alive, but I will take our own copy of Daze. You can have another Nethergoyf, I do not care. And it looks like they kept a hand with a lot of interaction. Ooh, Lotus Petal. I think I'm just going to play Psychic Frog here. Ribbit, ribbit, let's go. Feeling a little froggy? The Force of Will exiling Brainstorm. I will Daze your Force of Will. Psychic Frog. It resolves. So I'm going to just pass here. Next turn, I could Thoughtseize them, discard the Phoenix, and then play 2 cantrips to bring back the Phoenix. And now they Brainstorm. And they just conceded the match. Too easy. Alright, 1-0 to start off this league with Doom Phoenix. I don't know what to call it. I'm so sorry. Phoenix Day, Doom Nix, whatever. Alright, match number 2 coming right up. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. For round number 2, we're on the play versus Kentaro Hokori, who is known for playing tempo decks. Wow, so if we were to draw land number 2, this hand is insane. But if we get wastelanded, I'm going to feel very foolish. I could also just fetch for the basic, so that way we don't get wastelanded. Alright, I'm going to keep it. It's very high risk, high reward. Our opponent thought for a very long time and then mulliganed. So, not really sure. They probably assume that I'm on a Storm deck. But I'm not sure how that impacts our game plan here. I am still just praying to the Storm gods out there. Kuranos, hear my prayers. That I need to draw a land on turn number 2. We'll grab the basic Swamp. Play Thoughtseize. Interesting. They kept a Go for the Throat, which happens to be very good against my Psychic Frog. Interesting. Think I'll take the Go for the Throat? Pass the turn? They just play Polluted Delta and pass. We draw another Daze. We'll send it back. They fetch with the Delta. Brainstorm. Yep. Play the Bloodstained Mire. And they fetch the basic into Nethergoyf. Sure. So we know that they put back the Swamp, because most lists don't play 2 Swamps. Okay. Oh, deck, you're killing me here. Pass the turn. They fetch for an Undercity Sewers. Surveils away a Nethergoyf. They attack for 3. We'll take it. Ouch. And their own Psychic Frog. Yeah. We hit our land. Okay, good sign for us. We'll grab our basic. Play the Frog. They Daze. We will Daze back. So they have a land and Force of Will plus 1 unknown in hand. Our Frog resolves. They replay the Undercity Sewers. And they kept the card on top. It's a petty theft. So is their last card in hand a blue card for Force of Will? Let's see. Force of Will exiling Daze. It was apparently not. We found Buried Alive, which honestly is not very good here. I'm going to go to combat. We'll swing. And they're going to block. We will pump our Frog. I don't think I'm ever casting this Buried Alive, so let's discard it. Kill the Lurgoyf, play our island, and we'll pass. Now they can attack with Psychic Frog. They play a Ponder. They shuffled on the Ponder, Mishra's Bauble, so that means that their Nethergoyfs will be slightly larger now. Okay, they draw off Mishra's Bauble, so they're definitely up on cards. Fatal Push, I think that's going to do me in here. Yep. Okay, so that did not go super well. Let's try the post-board games. I do think I want to try the Doomsday plan. Our opponent's deck just had so much removal, and part of me wonders if I should just board out all of the Nethergoyfs, or I'm sorry, all of the Borrowgoyfs, if they're going to have that much, and just completely ignore creature removal if I can. I guess Force and Negation isn't very good. I don't know why I brought that in. Doomsdays. So that's 59. So I need to bring in something here. So maybe I'll keep a Borrowgoyf or 2. Board out a Lotus Petal. Let's try this. Game 2. On the play. Yeah, this hand seems great. Keep. I would like to ponder into a black fetch land. Alright, our opponent's also kept 7. Okay, so we're going to play Scalding Tarn, and then I want the basic island. Okay, and then we'll play Ponder. We did find another land. Alright, I'm going to try it. I really wanted a fetch land. They play Verdant Catacombs. I think I'm going to Preordain because they didn't tap out, so my Daze isn't very good here. I don't want the Doomsday. I think I do want the Daze. I was hoping for a fetch land still. Underground Sea. Into Ponder. Sure. They did not shuffle with Ponder. We draw another Doomsday. Alright, Psychic Frog. Just resolves. No fight. Okay. Seems a little bit odd. They have land number 3. Fatal Push. They still have 6 cards in their hand. I think we should let it go. And they play another Nethergoyf. Sure. We find a Ponder. Let's play that. I think all of these are pretty good. We'll play Underground Sea past the turn. Undercity Sewers. So they're continuing to hit their land drops. So my Dazes are never going to be live. At this point, I sort of just need to think about them as Force of Will bait. Unlicensed Hearse. That's fine. We're not a Phoenix deck anymore. I guess it does make my Barrowglyphs a little bit worse, but I don't care. Let's play a Frog. Lead a few cards with the Unlicensed Hearse. Oh, I should have exiled them with my Frog. Whoops. That's my bad. My bad. I'm not going to make that mistake again. They're not going to Fatal Push my Frog. I will attempt a Force of Will. Exile Daze. They Force of Will, exiling Psychic Frog. I'm going to Force of Will, exiling Daze. Murktide Regent. That is a big creature here. Okay, we're officially in trouble. If their last card in hand is Daze, I'm going to be a little bit sad, but I think I'm supposed to play the Barrowglyph. It resolves, and now we'll pass. I'll use the Frog this time. Let's pop it out so I can see a little bit better. Okay. They play Ponder. They have Dismember. So I could discard the Doomsday, but that still doesn't keep my Barrowglyph alive. It dies. They're going to swing for 8. I'll go to 7. Okay, I need to let them exile this time because my only shot at winning is drawing Dark Ritual and then winning with the Psychic Frog. So we're going to Brainstorm here. We did not find Dark Ritual. I mean, we still might have a shot at winning this. I'm not sure. So I guess if I draw... I don't think I can, actually. Because I would need another card in hand. I'll play the Preordain. Hold on. If I keep this... Next turn I play Doomsday Brainstorm. I think I'm short, but this, in theory, could win. I have to jump my Frog to block. It also requires my opponent just having absolutely nothing. We're going to jump the Frog, and now we'll go to blocks. We'll block the Murktide Regent. They use the Unlicensed Hearse. They play a land. So, they usually play the land when your last card in hand is Force of Will. Is it possible for me to win here? I don't know. I'm just going to put Doomsday on the stack. So I could fetch first, but then I don't think the Brainstorm has the capability of winning. Alright, so we'll choose Thassa's Oracle. We'll put Cavern in there. A few Edge of Autumn. And then I need a Lotus Petal. How does this actually work? So the land in my hand is nothing. I'm going to be at 1. I play Brainstorm. I don't think the edge is actually clear enough of the deck. Maybe I was supposed to fetch first, because if I fetch first for the basic swamp, I play Brainstorm, I cycle the edges into Oracle, I don't need the dead Fluted Delta in my hand. So I think I might have cost myself this. So I guess there's no difference between Cavern and a... I'm not smart enough to figure this out. I do think I messed up not playing the land, though. Because now it's just a do-nothing. I can't figure this out. I'm sure there's probably a way, but I can't figure it out. So I'm just going to cast my spells and lose. Alright, so... Brainstorm sees 3, but can never go deeper than 3. So I have to stack it so that these are the top 3 no matter what. And now we Brainstorm. And there's going to end up being 3 cards left in my deck, so I can't... I guess I just didn't have the resources anyway. We're dead. Okay. Yikes, that was bad. We're now 1-1. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Round number 3, we're on the draw, and let's keep. Okay, they're on Eldrazi. I have Ugin into Lotus Petal. Eldrazi Obligator, you got it. 3-1 with haste. Ouch. We find a Misty Rainforest. I'm going to just play Ponder here. Grab our basic island. Play the Ponder. Dark Ritual, Buried Alive. If I take the Buried Alive, it's Ponder, Dark Ritual, Buried Alive. That's enough to Phoenix this turn. Okay, Lotus Petal. Dark Ritual. Buried Alive. Buried Alive. Buried Alive. There we go. I promise I won't do that again. Alright, so let's bring the Phoenixes back. I know something a little bit about creatures with haste myself. Swing. And we win! Take that, Eldrazi. Take that. Let's bring in the Barrowglyphs. So the question is, do we want to be Doomsday or do we want to be a better Phoenix deck? The Eldrazi deck usually doesn't play Leylines. They're on Fairy Macabres right now. I think I'm just going to bring in a couple copies of Barrowglyph and then we'll try this configuration. These Dark Rituals are a little weird, but I think I'm going to keep it. Oh, so you like Leyline of the Void, huh? So I guess they're not on the Fairy Macabre build. That said, I do have Double Frog. You can have a Mimic, I don't care about that. We'll play a Misty Rainforest and pass the turn. So the reason I'm playing the Misty here is that it can get my Surveil land, and I want to keep the Polluted Delta because it can get my basic Swamp. They swing for 2, we'll go to 18. On the end step, we'll go to 17. And then we'll grab our Undercity Sewers. Surveil. We don't need another land. How about Dark Ritual number 3? We'll play Psychic Frog. Pass the turn. So I am not able to give my frog flying due to the Leyline of the Voids. Cavern of Souls. Eldrazi Linebreaker. Okay. They're going to target their own Eldrazi Linebreaker. And they're just swinging in. Okay, let's pump up our frog. Discard a few copies of Dark Ritual. And now we'll go to blocks. Kill this Eldrazi Mimic. We'll take 5 down to 12. Barrowglyph. That is a card that gains life. Also made smaller by Leylines. Let's attack with the frog. We'll draw a card. Polluted Delta. I'll play the Barrowglyph. And we'll pass. Wasteland. Sure. Reality Smasher. Uncounterable. Looks like I am running out of time. I think I want to kill the Eldrazi Linebreaker. So we'll take 5 here. I'll gain 1. I'm sorry, I forgot that the Linebreaker has trample. I misspoke. We'll play another copy of Psychic Frog. Go to combat, swing. I'm dead to another Reality Smasher, but I can't play defense the whole game. Buried Alive is not great. We will pass. Why would you not use your Cavern of Souls on that? So I need to let this resolve, because if I Force of Will, the Reality Smasher in play then beats my frog. And they had another Linebreaker. Okay. So it seems like I don't want to be on the Buried Alive plan if my opponent's on Leyline, so let's bring in Doomsday. Although they have so many haste creatures in their build that I don't think Doomsday is actually that great here. Alright, so we'll get rid of Arclight Phoenix. Get rid of the Buried Alives. And it's possible that Barrowglyph isn't all that cracked up in this matchup either if they have Leyline of the Void, because it was not very large. Let's try this. On the play for game 3. Turn 1 Doomsday. But I don't have... So the problem with this hand is it kind of loses to Wasteland. Alright, our opponent's taking a mulligan. They're on 6 cards. I'm going to just play Ponder on turn 1, and we're going to fetch out the basic island. We'll play Ponder. Frog. I don't hate this. And we'll pass. Mountain. And we'll just play the Psychic Frog. Pass the turn. Dismember. I think that's a card worth dazing. So we'll daze the Dismember. And they just conceded. Psychic Frog is that good. We're now 2-1. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. We are on the play for the 4th match. Sure, we'll keep. We'll just lead on Island into Preordain. I don't think I really want either of those. Those can both go on the bottom. Buried Alive. That is turn 2, a bunch of angry birds. Blooded Strand. So I guess our best draw would be like a Daze. Nomads. So we're facing Cephalid Breakfast. Not a good matchup. Let's play Ponder. We found Daze. Perfect. We will fetch. Underground Sea. Dark Ritual. And I'm going to not sing it, but Buried Alive. And it resolves! Time to bring back the angry birds. Here they are. Caw caw. Take 9. They have an island into Illusionist. I will daze your Illusionist. Wow, our daze resolved, so you had no interaction whatsoever. That said, I don't actually have lethal unless we like brainstorm into Dark Ritual Lotus Petal because they're at 10. So another Illusionist off the top could kill us. So I guess I could Preordain into Dark Ritual. Preordain? Neither of those are actually very good here. Well, I guess the Brainstorm gives me more looks at finding interaction so I don't lose. So let's play the Brainstorm and hopefully we find like a Thoughtseize. Brainstorm. Okay. We will Thoughtseize. And they had another Illusionist! Wow! Lucky! If they draw a third Illusionist off the top, I'm going to cry. They Ponder. Okay. Maybe Phoenix is good in this matchup. I'm less impressed with the Bargoyf stuff, so maybe we want to get rid of that. And they concede. Sweet. So I didn't think I'd do this league, but I can't help but wonder, are we supposed to board into Doomsday while keeping in Phoenix? So let's take out the Bargoyfs and the Frogs and see if we can do this. I don't know if we can, but it's a thought. So we would want Thassa's Oracle, we would want Doomsdays, we would need the Edge of Autumn, and then the Cavern. It just seems like Frog and Bargoyf are too slow. Maybe I'll only bring in one Oracle, which means I can't pitch it a Force of Will, but I think that's going to be okay. And then we'll sideboard out a land, which I think will be Underground Sea 3, leaving me with 5 fetchables versus a deck that doesn't play Wasteland, and a single Preordain. So I was thinking about boarding out a fetch land, but I want the ability to find my Surveil lands, and I think that just means a little bit more to me. This hand doesn't really function. We'll send it back. We'll keep this one, get rid of the Phoenix. They play Tundra into Soul Guide Lantern. Okay. Let's play the Undercity Sewers and Surveil. Don't want Buried Alive. Not with the Soul Guide Lantern in play. Flooded Strand into Nomads and Core. Yep. They have 4 cards. We had another Daze. Am I supposed to just go for Doomsday here? If they Force of Will, I have to double Daze, which feels really bad. Let's try it. Doomsday. Force of Negation, exiling Nadu. I will Daze the Force of Negation, picking up Underground Sea. They fetch with Flooded Strand. And now I will Daze again, picking up the Undercity Sewers. Doomsday. Well, that was weird. Let's put our graveyard back where it's supposed to go. So the easiest way we can win on our turn is a Brainstorm pile. So I would play Underground Sea, I would Brainstorm. We'd want the Oracle, and then Lotus Petals. And another thing we could do is just put Cavern on the bottom, like this. Yeah, I think that this is going to be the pile. So we'll put Cavern on the bottom, and then Thassa's Oracle, 2 Lotus Petals, and then Brainstorm on top. They play Urza's Saga. They have 2 cards in their hand. One of their other cards was Illusionist, so they had a turn 3 with Soul Guide, Force of Negation back up. Yeah, sometimes you just lose. That said, I want to see what they're working with here, so I'm going to allow them to mill themselves a bunch. At least 2 surgical extractions. We see a Soul Guide Lantern in play. Another Force of Negation. Tropical Island. Well, we saw a Nadu be exiled to the Force of Negation. Dread Return. They brought in Swords. Cabal Therapy. I'm going to concede. Alright, game 3. We will board out the Phoenix combo. Let's bring back in our Preordain. Get rid of the Buried Alives. We'll bring in all of our copies of Psychic Frog. And then, I guess it's 1 Force Negation or 1 Barrowglyph. I just don't think Barrowglyph is good enough. We'll try this. On the play for game 3. Sure. Keep. They've mulliganed to 5. I'm going to play turn 1 Thoughtseize. We will take the Cephalid Illusionist. I mean, that was a pretty good 5. Flooded Strand. We'll ponder looking for land number 2. Pretty easy shuffle of that. Doomsday. So the Doomsday isn't amazing when our opponent has a consigned to memory. They search out a meticulous archive. And now they play the Urza's Saga. I would like a land, please. Nope. Alright, we'll play Ponder. Still no land. There is a Dark Ritual, but I don't think we're supposed to play that game. We'll shuffle. Another Doomsday. Alright, pass. Urza's Saga goes to the 2nd chapter. Our opponent plays a Ponder. They did not shuffle. They find a Tundra. We need a good Brainstorm here. Now we find it. So my concern is if they have Illusionist with Force backup, but they have Force of Negation right now, not Force of Will that we know of. So I'm going to try to lean on the Frog here. Our Psychic Frog resolves, and step they Brainstorm. Alright, so now Urza's Saga will go to the 3rd chapter. They float a mana, and they find a Shuko. That's terrifying because they have a win. If they have Force of Will, they can beat my Force plus Daze. They cycle Step through, so they don't have a win through Daze this turn. They find the Illusionist for a Tropical Island. I guess I'll try to Daze the Cephalid Illusionist. They Force of Will, exiling Force of Negation, so their last card in hand is a consigned to memory. I will Force of Will their Force of Will. Brainstorm. I'll play the Brainstorm. Put back Doomsday, Edge of Autumn. And now we'll Preordain. Put these both on the bottom. We drew the 1 Oracle, not a draw I wanted here. Attack with the Frog. Trigger. Another Preordain. We will pass. Nadu! Can eat a Daze. Alright. Edge of Autumn. Does that allow a win here? I believe it does. So we can Doomsday. We've already played a land. And then between Psychic Frog and Edge of Autumn, I can pick up Lotus Petal Brainstorm. That should allow for a win. So we'll play Doomsday. And we want Lotus Petal, Lotus Petal, Lotus Petal. And then we can do Edge of Autumn, Brainstorm. I believe that this works. So we'll put a Lotus Petal on the bottom, Edge of Autumn, and then 2 Lotus Petals and a Brainstorm. We'll go to combat, we'll attack with the Frog. They'll take 1. We'll draw the Brainstorm. Use the Edge of Autumn. Oh, I'm not going to need the other Edge of Autumn, because I'd end up decking myself if we actually used it. And now we'll Brainstorm. These 2 go on the top. Lotus Petal, and Thassa's Oracle. We did it! Sweet. Alright, we've won a match. There's 1 left to go. Let's see if we can go get that. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? The 5th and final match. We're on the play, but we're also facing my very good friend Devin, who's actually going to be my roommate for Eternal Weekend. Devin plays Cephalid Breakfast, so yeah, I don't think that this hand is good enough against Breakfast. We will mulligan. If I could trade Psychic Frog or Barrowglyph for a land, oh boy. Unfortunately, I think we're going to 5. What is with this deck right now? Come on. We'll put Buried Alive and a Frog on the bottom. Play Misty Rainforest. Whoops. Pass the turn. Tropical Island into Shuko. I'm not loving our odds here. We'll fetch. Grab an Undercity Sewers. We'll get rid of Daze. I don't have time for that. I need a land. Preordain. We'll play that. Bottom both of these. This deck does not like me. Land number 2. Classic Devin. Just opens up for turn 2. Probably with double backup too. Geez. Some people. Alright. We need to win the post-board game. Devin doesn't know what we're playing. So I think that's to our advantage. I'm going to actually resubmit. Devin doesn't know that we're on Phoenix, so might not board in a bunch of graveyard hate spells. And we can just try to draw better. Game 2, we're on the play. And this hand doesn't do it. We're going to... Like, these hands this round have just been so bad. I guess we keep this. This hand plays Magic, technically. I really wish that this Undercity Sewers was a fetch land, because then we could have turn 1 Frog. We'll bottom the Dark Ritual. Play Undercity Sewers. I don't want the Borrowglyph. That can go to the graveyard. Blooded Strand into Ponder. Sure. Ponder did not shuffle. And we found the land I wanted. Okay. So now I can Thoughtseize into the Psychic Frog. Let's play Thoughtseize. Thinking real hard about this Thoughtseize. What are you protecting over there, Devin? Come on. Just let it resolve. Alright, it's finally resolved. And... interesting. Let's take the Cephalid Illusionist. We'll fetch... Grab Underground Sea. Psychic Frog. Forcible pitching to Fairy Time Raveler. I will Daze, picking up my Undercity Sewers. Feeling froggy. Let's go. Blooded Strand. For a Meticulous Archive. Devin kept that card on top, and the draw was a Shuko! Devin, you're a madman. Just constantly drawing perfects. I don't get you. Okay. If the top card is an Illusionist, I'm going to be very sad. We'll play Undercity Sewers. We'll keep Brainstorm. And what's disgusting is if it is Illusionist, there's a Cavern of Souls, so I can't even force a will it. Alright, pass the turn. Swords to Plowshares. I am going to force a will. The Cavern has been played. We'll play the Verdant. Maybe I should have held that to deal more damage, I'm not sure. Swing. We'll draw a card. Another Phoenix. Okay. There's a Saga. I'm not a big fan of that. We'll draw. Alright, I'm just going to discard the Phoenixes. I think we just have to start beating down. Maybe I should have done it sooner. I thought that maybe I could hide what I was playing long enough, but I don't think that's going to be realistic. Swing. We'll draw a card. Buried Alive. Not a very good card. We'll pass the turn. Urza Saga goes to the second chapter. No, Devin, you just drew the Illusionist? Why are you like this? Ay. Okay, so we lost. So that means we went 3-2. Yeah, I mean, the deck was fun. I don't know how viable it is overall, but it's pretty fun. I mean, I got to do the Arclight Phoenix thing. We got to Doomsday. We won some games with Borrowglyph. Like, all in all, I think that this league was a success in terms of what I wanted to do. Let me know what you think of the deck in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you, but that's all I got for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, keep storming. Hey you! Yeah, you! Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're interested, you can visit theepicstorm.com/donation decks to see your combo deck here on this very YouTube channel. You can even join me in a video in the Epic tier. It's totally worth it, I promise. And see ya. Thanks for watching.